What up, everybody? Take your cold medicine, boss. He over here.
Oh, man,
Get
boss,
your
call
medicine
me.
together over there. Get your medicine over together, man. My dude good. I said, make sure my
I
guy
know,
is
man.
good.
Hey, that boy went live on my.
That is it. I said, what? Come on, man. Y'all ain't. Come on, dog.
This the deal, though. Shows always heal my sinuses. I don't know how.
That's what it's just always.
When I go live for some reason, it just goes away.
Well, that's what it is. It must know. So we already prayed to the guys. But what's good, everybody that jumped in here today? Let me give the shout out. T Smooth TV, Jordan Daniel, what's good with you? Of course, Boo Thing's in there. You know how she does. Stephen Arthur, what's good with you? Gambino, what up? Ready Red? It's your boy D White, Bobby M, Marvin Hargrove Sr. How you doing, baby? Ready Red, as I said before. Let me give a quick shout out before we start anything to my son. Let me even go to it and show y'all his picture. I don't know if y'all seen his picture, but shout out to my young boy today. He ain't so young no more. Turned 19. Yeah, turned 19 today, man. Was a little bit excited
Happy
about
birthday.
that. Yes, I appreciate that. Going to show you him right quick. Happy birthday to my son. Turned 19 today. Really proud of him. Just really stepped his game up. I'm just going to give him a quick shout out. Just really stepped his game up. Was going through it, his first few years, with high school, with grades, basketball. We just, how kids do. So we went through all that. But you know what? Huh? I don't know why it's not. It's good over here. But the good thing about it is my son is graduated, made it out. Was working at Amazon right now. A lot of people out there with this coronavirus out there getting them Amazon jobs, and he's doing his thing. Just really proud of him. Really want to tell you I love you. See me holding him as the baby. You look at him in his little picture smiling, and he got his little fade right there. But, man, I'm just proud of my son, man. I'm very happy for him. Just a good kid, both of my boys. Just really good kids, and I'm just really good that they're young kings out there, and I just appreciate them, and I just want to tell them once again, son, happy 19th birthday. I love you for life, and I appreciate everything you've been there for me through it all, and I love you, love you, love you. Just want to tell you that. All right. So I had to get
What's his name, James?
Jamon Josiah Yates. JJ, Lil J.
Happy birthday, Josiah Yates from your boy Boss Cowboy.
Yes, sir, JJ. I was seeing my dad was JR. They had me as JJ. JR for James Sr. I was JJ for James Jr. And I gave my son one of them keep the J's in there. So we gave him JJ for Jamon Josiah. So I just thought, just try to get it flexed up a little bit. But guess what, man? We're gonna talk some Cowboys football. Appreciate you, boss, for jumping on here right quick. You know how we do. We just be talking some, hey, ho, we got a $2 holla from your boy D White. We appreciate you, dog.
Let's do it, my boy.
Hey, this could be I know this ain't my son, but I'm gonna put the safety pin on my shirt right now. I'm putting the safety pin on my shirt, okay? I know he ain't here.
Right on.
Boss, you hear me? I'll put the safety pin
fact,
on my shirt right now. So
because
it's my birthday today. Yes, the super chat should be lit today. I got the pin on my shirt. Super chat love for the birthday boy.
Yeah, man. Show love today. Show
love.
That love. This is love day.
This is love day, man.
It's the 15th too, so y'all got some direct deposit.
You know what I'm saying? Stimulus checks supposed to be coming out from the government, dog. Y'all gonna get money, so don't trip out. You got your stimulus check coming. Go check your bank, man. I told Boo Thing to check it. I ain't been posting on Facebook like all these other cats, but I sure been looking. I sure been looking. All right, so look. Hey, boss, let's talk about some Cowboys news, man. So,
yeah.
We're definitely going to talk a little bit of the draft because that's what's the forefront because it's right around the corner next week. It's right around the corner. A lot of things have been talked about, but one of the things that's been in the headlines right quick is this Dak Prescott thing. Two things. One, Dak Prescott, they're saying that he's not really going to be attending those virtual offseason, any of the virtual meetings, offseason, anything like that, but that's to be assumed because of the franchise tag. We understand that. And then we're going to talk a little bit about the social distancing. What I understand it. It is the right thing as far as the whole scheme of thing. But come on, man. Y'all really tripping. Hey, ho, Jawan James with the $5 holla for my birthday, boy. Appreciate you. Jawan, you always been there, so I love you. There we go. But we're going to talk about that right quick, boss. Hey, ho, Tyrone Church with the $2 holler for the birthday boy. Appreciate you, dog. Just remember, that money going to get regurgitated in his pocket, and he's going to love it because he already said, "Where my money, Dad?" You feel me? So,
yeah,
let's jump in here right quick, boss. So, I'm going to pull it up right quick. So, about this social distancing thing, man, I'm going to pull it up with Dak released a statement. I'm going to get to it right now.
Yeah.
In the statement, Dak Prescott basically says, I understand. Hey, Marvin, I'm sorry, boss. I didn't mean it, but, I got to give the $5 holla.
Boom, they doing it for your son.
Happy birthday.
Let's go.
And we're going to make sure he sees this feed. He's going to love it. I'm going to make sure he watches this feed and say, watch this feed, dog, because we gave you a lot of – we rocked a lot of for you, JJ, so I'll make sure he watches this feed. But here's this thing about Dak Prescott. So we hear this thing. It was all on the media. Of course, we're always in the news. Ezekiel Elliott was there, whoever. It's supposed to be over 30 people, blah, blah, blah. Dak Prescott got 30 people at a birthday party. He ain't doing social distancing. Mike Florio blowing whistles. Now everybody's saying, oh, he's the bad guy. It's irresponsible, this and that. Dak comes out and says, basically this statement that you can read right here. What are your kind of thoughts on this, boss, about the whole thing with the social distancing and Dak? Does this bring a stain to him, or do you think this was negative publicity to get on him because the contract is still around the corner?
I think it's a typical what I call paparazzi Dallas Cowboy frenzy, right? So what other teams and other players can do and never have any pushback or flack is something that's going to always kind of come back on us just because of the massive size of our fan base. So, and that's just what it is. It's about money. So, and that's all it's purely about, because all we have to do is just compare and contrast. If we look at the fact that Tua also did a public workout. Did you hear anything about social distancing, Big James?
No.
At all. A peep. Did you hear even a peep?
Nothing.
Was he touching balls?
Touching balls, people around him, and I know they got close to each other because they had to hand him a ball.
Right.
And I know there was more than one person there.
We're looking at it in real time. We're looking at Tua working out. We're looking at other players working out on camera. But when it's the Dallas Cowboys, especially stars with the Dallas Cowboys like Zeke and Dak, they're not only going to make too much of a deal out of it, they're also going to inflate it and lie. And it's coming. So they do it in everything. So yes, it's inflated. Yes, it is. It's and what I hate is we fall for it too much. Like, we should know better as fans.
Exactly.
We should see this a mile away. Right? We should see this. Now, are we saying that Dak shouldn't practice social distancing? You're not saying that. I'm not saying that.
Right.
But we also saying they reach too much just to make money. That's all it is. Like, for him to have a get together and you see one picture, you don't know what the rules of the engagement was in that birthday party. You don't know what kind of discipline that he had in place to keep everybody safe. You don't know if they was passing around hand sanitizer, washing hands before anybody partook of anything. You don't know any of that. Only thing you have is a snapshot and an assumption. So from a snapshot and assumption, man, most people just went too far. And I love how he handled it, because to me, I call it a perfect response and perfect PR on his part. Because in this time, Dak almost did more than he usually does.
Sounded a little aggravated. I liked it. Like, he was sounding he was sounding aggravated. Like, man, shut the hell up.
Man.
Like, get your facts straight before you get out there reporting all this mumbo jumbo. That's what I said. See, y'all read the professional part. I read the hood part. The hood part said, man, shut the hell up. I know what the hell I'm doing. I know coronavirus is going on. Get your facts straight before you get out there reporting. Y'all just hating because my contract round the damn corner and you just want some more hate against me. That's what I heard.
Man, perfect. Perfect. And that's exactly, because that's genuinely not Dak. I mean, for him to actually show his emotion, like one of the key parts, because I'm looking at it now, he said, but it is very frustrating.
Very frustrating.
When people provide completely inaccurate information.
Mm-hmm. Completely.
Dak.
Like he said, completely inaccurate information.
Completely, like, golly,
but
like,
who was
there's
snitching
truth
though?
and
Do you
then
think
there's
people
a
was
lie,
camped out
and
at?
y'all went to super lie.
Let me ask you this: do you think they was camping out the crib?
He's hearing this at his house. It's not at his house. It's at a restaurant. It's crazy.
Do you think?
But it's what goes with. It's the curse of our popularity. That's what it is. And you know what the sad part is too, James? To be honest, it's not. We even do it to ourselves. Meaning Jerry and Steven every now and then go in and get a piece of this pie money that comes with the paparazzi frenzy. Because it's so big. It's like, how can you not, right? Like, how can you not every now and then go stir up that bee's nest that's gonna give you this national exposure, but that's at the same time gonna build your brand. So when you see Zeke who, and when you see we're the only team that like to do our negotiations in the public, it's because as much as Jerry wants to care about football,
you gotta push that business.
Almost can't, because it's like it's so much money.
It's a lot of money in all this, man. So he is.
You feel me though?
I mean, but that's what happens when you got your personal interests all in the business like that. It's a family type business. All that stuff is going to happen, man. This is a family all the way through and through business, and that's just what's going to happen. And here's the thing. Cowboys fans, if you've been a fan long enough, and if you've been a fan or whatever, and you've been along here as long as Jerry's been, I mean, you should probably know by now. Don't fall for that stuff that he be saying. Don't drink the Kool-Aid what he be saying. I mean, you've been through this long enough. You should not be fooled by it, and you should definitely not be fooled by all this other stuff you be hearing. You get what I mean? So, what do you think about this? Now, I was going to talk about the Dak Prescott thing as far as the contract. I mean, but it's kind of like. Tavis Banks with the $10 holla squadron, Eastside Herald. He said, get JJ Watson jersey. You know the hell we ain't doing that, but he probably will wear it. I'm gonna keep it real. He probably will wear it, but he's still a Cowboys. But we'll rock jerseys. They jersey swapping games, so it's all good. You know that's what Eastside Houston all day. What up, man? But let me ask you this. Something just happened a few days ago. Ezekiel Elliott. Everybody was talking about Ezekiel Elliott, $15 million a year. Well, a guy named Christian McCaffrey just got his money, right? So Ezekiel Elliott only took 1 year, and you got trumped. And what's crazy is that the running back market that's crazy. You got $16 million, 4-year guaranteed deal as a running back. That is wild to me. I don't care. I'm sorry. I don't care how good you are. You're a running back. You're 4 years in. You can blow out your knee 1 year. Now I'm on the hook for those 3 years for that contract on a running back. I'm sorry. That's just too kind of crazy to me. Now, should I touch this? Should I touch this with you? Should I touch it?
Let's go.
Should I touch it?
Let's go.
Okay, because everybody been talking about, he didn't have to hold out because he was a white running back. I'm going to touch it. I'm not trying to play the race card, but this is what people are talking about, so we might as well talk about here that a lot of people said that, you don't see a lot of white running backs in the NFL, number one. You don't. The only one I remember recently was Peyton Hillis. And then I remember John Riggins back in the day. But you don't see a lot of white running backs, and I don't hate Christian McCaffrey's good. He's nasty, but I don't think he's better than Zeke. And it's not because I like the Dallas Cowboys. Even if I didn't like the Dallas Cowboys, I would still take Zeke over McCaffrey. Just my opinion, okay? But if they're talking about the eye test and things of that nature, do you believe any of this validity with the race thing, or what are your feelings about this contract with Christian McCaffrey and everything that's going on with that?
I think you can see sometimes to where people might have the assumption that it's race, and it can look like those dots connect. That can get kind of scary to try to connect those dots because we all want to still believe that first down for a black man is the same as a first down for a white man. And sports has always been almost like the most fair equalizer because you can time things, you can measure things. There's performances that can justify certain amounts and enumerations that people might earn. So in terms of race, yes, definitely race is still a problem in America, but I actually don't think it equates to why he was the top paid running back this time. I don't think it even at all has anything to do with it. I think honestly what happened is he was evaluated and he was considered a need for that team and a future workhorse that's going to have to carry the load while they trying to get their quarterback situation. I think when you compare him to Zeke, he doesn't compare in most categories, but in a couple of them, he's better. So, like I would say, he's quicker, he's a better route runner.
Right.
But then when you look at the other factors that goes into running back, in my opinion, Big James, like blocking, right? A person that's better at yards after contact, that goes to Zeke, and it's not even close. Stop it. A person that can push the pile, a person that didn't have to put on weight and pounds to play. McCaffrey came into the league only able to bench press 225 10 times. So they always had concerns with him between the tackles until he made the change in the weight room.
Right.
But he made that change. He got bigger.
But he's big, but he's still not a Zeke big.
No, he's not. I mean, you're a fool if you'll say you'll take McCaffrey over Zeke right now.
You a fool. You a fool.
Stop it.
You a fool.
You're a fool. But at the same time, like, I'm not going to be lobbying for Dak to be a market setter and then be mad that he's a market setter.
Right.
Because that's hypocritical, because we all know from those of us who really keep up with this, like me and you, Big James, is that it's usually not even about who's best. It's more so about who's next.
That's all it is.
He was next.
He was next.
He was next.
I mean,
next. That's it.
That was it. He was next.
The thing that bothers me though is this: is the fact that his team didn't pull any Zeke who's or McCaffrey who's. They didn't badmouth him in the public as we do. You know, they kept it private and respectable the entire time.
You never knew this was coming.
Yeah, and they knew it was coming. So it's
we
one
didn't.
Of those
no, I'm saying the way they did it. No, what I'm saying is the way they did is where the way they said the way they did is nobody knew they was coming because they kept this on the hush and they were negotiating behind closed doors.
Exactly. And it make you kind of look at your own home. You know, you I'm not saying this happened in your home. I'm wise enough to not say that about you, Big James. But let's just say in a previous relationship, right, that you had 50 years ago. I'm trying to keep you as safe as possible, my brother.
You got it. You good.
You feel me?
Boothang
knows. I know
knows.
the missus watching, so this got nothing to do with you, man.
Boothang knows. She the love of my heart. She good.
Okay, good. But it's sometimes you can go to somebody else's house and you'll see their wife make them a sandwich and you'll see them, you know, get a plate brought to them and you'll say, damn, why my lady don't do? See, this is what this situation does, right?
Right.
You sitting there like, damn, Dallas, why y'all don't just handle y'all negotiations with y'all best like that? Why you got to do Zeke who and none of my players are going to be market setters and I'm man enough to stand on that. Like,
right.
Did you have to slap your own guys?
You know what I'm saying? And you know damn well you're going to pay that money.
Yeah, no, and that's the part.
That's the part. Why are you jumping out there talking all that trash and you know you're going to pay that damn money? Just be quiet and pay it.
Thank you, bro.
That's what we all want you to do. Just be quiet and pay it because you talking that lies, talking about you ain't going to be no market setter, and you keep going back on what y'all saying. So just be quiet and pay that bread. Don't talk about it. Don't none of us want to hear it, man. Cowboys fans don't want to hear it no more. We just want to see here Dak Prescott sign. We don't hear nothing else.
Thank you, man. Thank you. And it's one of those things to where it's sad, but we have to almost understand that that's what's going to happen in Dallas. And it's like, and what we're asking our players to do, we're asking our players to listen at half of fans hating on the fact that they're fighting to get enumerated or paid, and the ownership hating on them publicly for leverage.
Right.
And then we also asking them to go on the field and tune all that out and play for us.
And play exponentially great to still try to get this money. Because, I mean, like I said, it is what it is. When I look at that situation with McCaffrey, I didn't feel race was involved because if that was the case, the guaranteed money, that kind of threw me off for a running back, and that still would throw me off. But, I mean, Todd Gurley, he wasn't saying anything, and next thing you knew, Todd Gurley got his bread, a couple years early too, and he set the market, you know what I mean? And he was black, and he was a running back, and wasn't nobody saying nothing about that. So I don't really think the race really is the involvement. And I think somebody sitting here, McCaffrey's only 23. I think Zeke's only 24. 25. He's still young. So it's not like Zeke is an old player anyway. Bless you. Make sure you get all that cold medicine out after you get out of here. Boy, Lord have mercy. You feel me, though? So I don't think race is involved. I feel like, just like you said, McCaffrey was up next. He put up expeditionally crazy numbers, especially with you come off here getting 1,000 yards receiving and rushing. That's going to get you a hefty pay raise. And you're young.
Right.
And you're the cornerstone.
Right.
You just got rid of Cam Newton. You're looking at all the other players as your cornerstone. He is your cornerstone player. So you're going to pay a cornerstone player because that's what he is right now.
Right. And then when you look at certain teams, right, because some people think it's race because you'll say, and I'm playing devil's advocate, right? Mm-hmm. They'll say, well, why is Henry not paid? I mean, when you the Dallas Cowboys and you have Tank to pay, Zeke to pay, Dak to pay, Cooper to pay, yeah, they gonna probably be mean to all four, right? Because you got 4 people to pay.
Right.
You really had one main guy over there.
I mean, people are talking about Henry.
You had one main guy. You look at the Titans, they had a quarterback to pay, a tackle to pay, and a running back to pay.
I'm sorry. There's something about Henry, though. I'm sorry. I don't hate on Henry, but he hasn't been dominating his whole career since he's came with the Titans. You get what I'm saying? And he's had that great year, but he's one of them big backs like a Brandon Jacobs that you can wear down quickly. I feel like you wear down quicker, and I'm sorry. I'm just can't throw that money out no big running back like that has not consistently dominated his whole time at Tennessee Titans. I can't do it. I would say take my chances with saying, okay, we'll trade you and get somebody else and get me a maybe a couple backs and be able to work with it because, like you said, the quarterback and them things, Henry carried them, but if you have a good defense and good running backs, we've already seen that you don't have to have that juice running back to win. So I'm out on paying Henry that kind of money. Christian McCaffrey, I feel like that was the market and his number said it, but I'm just not paying Henry a big back like that just ain't been doing it. I'm not going to pay him. If McCaffrey just got 16, no way in hell I'm going to pay like a 16.5 or 17 to no Derrick Henry. Hell no.
Yeah, I would. I'll pay
I'm
him.
Not me. I'm out on that big dog.
And because, see, I'm going to tell you why. Because I don't subscribe to the running back and like anybody can replace a running back because I feel like every position got crazy exceptions to them. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Like there are certain people that's like made by God himself perfectly, put together for the positions they play. I don't care if you're a punter. I don't care if you're a tackle. And then every now and then it's that running back that's, made in a lab. And when you get those rare talents at any position, you pay them. Now, I do think that it's harder to play running backs because they lose their value faster than anybody.
Right, but look how old he is, boss. Though, look how old he is, though, boss. He's already, I think, 26.
Yeah,
that's scary to me.
So it's risky. So with him, you might want to front load your contract,
right? So
you'll be able to say, okay, we paid him. And if he starts going downhill, then we'll just get out of it after we've already paid the biggest cost of it. So I would structure it in a way to where if he start losing, some of his tread on his tires, that it's not going to burn the team. But I would pay him because it's how easy is it to get a guy like Henry? I say it's very hard, But at the same time, out of all positions, the ones that's the easiest to replace is running back.
Yeah, man.
That's the easiest to replace. But at the same time, I would pay him just because he carried them. Like he literally carried them deep into the playoffs. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
And then because it's scary now to put it on Tannehill. Right. I would be scared. You feel me? Like
I feel you. I mean, I don't trust no Tannehill. I'm gonna tell you right now because he got paid off of basically half a year.
Behind him, in my opinion.
I like Derrick Henry, but just me, I would if somebody came at me with some really good offers, if I could find another really good running back that's maybe a little bit younger and I don't have to pay as much and I can figure it out. That's just me. I would go that route. No diss on Henry, no knocking him. I'm not trying to disrespect him. I'm just not paying him
but you know what,
that
Big
type
James,
of money. Not doing
this would be the year you would too, because I'm making another meme on this because in this draft, the backs are too good to be graded where they are, man. Just to be honest. Like I'm doing a meme where I'm comparing Saquon to Taylor. I know you've been watching film.
Mm-hmm.
The Taylor grade don't make no sense to me, bro. It don't make no sense for people to be saying he's a bottom first and a second round grade when you look at 6,000 yards in 3 years, 4.39 speed, and somebody, if he get to the third level and somebody miss a tackle, it's 6. It's literally 6.
Mm-hmm.
If you miss a third level tackle on Taylor, you're not catching him.
But that's what
I saw him break too many times on the third level. That's how he got his 6,000 yards.
Mm-hmm.
You know? So this would be the year I would gamble. If I was to get rid of Henry, you're right. This would be the year I would do it because it's so many guys that have that home run speed, that home run game changer, and they underrated.
And because nobody's talking about him because running back is the position has been devalued. So nobody talks about running backs like that anymore. So you could get a running back in this draft, and if you gave me a really good offer, I'm going to go ahead and get that offer, get me a back in this draft, and keep it moving. No disrespect to Henry, but
this draft
I'm
you
not
got
going
Dobbs,
to do that. Yeah,
right? Dobbs,
yeah.
Swift. I mean, in a normal draft, they all would be first round grades, bro.
Yeah,
you know what I mean.
Mm-hmm.
And that same thing. People think we crazy what we talking about right now, but think about it. That same thing happened to Sutton, Ridley, and DJ Moore.
Right.
The same thing happened to them where the film said they should have been top first rounders, but when Corey Davis fell off a map and Ross fell off a map and Williams got injured and they was all top 10 receivers, it was like the league said, we not valuing receiver the same no more. Mm-hmm. And Sutton them paid for it. You feel me?
Mm-hmm.
So when certain positions are devalued, to me, that's the time to go get them.
Right. And that's because nobody's talking about him. You can get him from
Taylor.
Right.
He got the measurables of Saquon.
Yeah, he's got first round measurables.
Gonna be a top 5 and he be a sack. I just don't get that, bro. I'm still trying to figure out how these scouts got a 32 person difference between them two, and it's not that big of a difference.
Right. Well, I mean, like I said, dog, to me, just my opinion, I'm not doing that because I feel like I can get me a back somewhere else. So I just won't go that route. And like I said, and the only reason why I would say I would give McCaffrey that money was because, like I said, he offers a lot more than a Henry in the receiving end. He can run routes. Thanks. He can offer more. And when you got a back
He's unique.
If you can run and receive, you're more valuable. And you should get that money because I don't have to just hand the ball off to you every daggone play. I can send you in motion. I can throw you in the slot. I can do a lot of creative things with you, and that keeps you on the field a lot longer, and you can do more things. And plus, I just feel like that helps him with maybe not getting hit as much because he doesn't take big hits, and that's another good thing too.
Yeah, he's smart. Yeah.
All right.
He kind of take the Emmitt Smith approach.
Yes, he does, and you never really saw Emmitt get hit. So
Emmitt didn't take hits. People called him soft, but he played a long time. And he was smart with his body. You don't have to run up there and take them hits all the time, especially if you're a running back. They're paying you that money. You don't have to prove nothing. You get what I'm saying? Yeah, and I'm glad Zeke stopped hurdling. You notice that?
Mm-hmm. Be smart, dog. Hurdle one too many times and pull that damn hamstring, dog. We don't need that.
We don't need that. And then the one that I hated is when he hurdled that guy from Detroit and then got him limping. I was mad.
Mm-hmm.
Because it's like, bro, you don't got to do that. And then you play defense, Big James.
Cornerback.
How many times you think a defense going to let you insult them and jump
They're going to be on it because
go time you.
Well, that's just the perfect point because when all that hurdling was going on, a couple people I seen this past season try to hurdle. I think Vernon Davis was one of them. He got smacked. He mistimed that hurdle, and the cornerback waited for him, and he smacked him, and it was a big fail because he knew you were going to try to do it, and he faked like he was going to jump, and he just waited for you to jump, and then he smacked him. So they're going to catch on to that because you ain't going to just keep leaping people and you're replaying it on NFL Live or NFL Network, and I'm watching myself getting juiced all the time. That's not going to happen. The next time I feel like you're going to do it, I'm going to make sure I hit you real good.
Exactly. I'm going to try to flip you on your neck. I mean, that's the game. It's like you're not going to embarrass me in front of my daughter, my son, my mom, and my daddy. But Zeke, he's smarter. I'm glad he's not doing that anymore. To your point on just running backs being smart on prolonging their careers, by not taking hits, by not hurdling, by use your agility. Like do it like Saquon. Get around the guy. Don't try to go over the guy. Jesus.
Right. All right, well, check this out. We're gonna kind of end this right here with a little bit of this draft talk. And I mean, you got the book, the free agent book, the draft book, and we're gonna go. I'm about to switch to some of the visits that the Cowboys have had just recently. I'm switching to it right now. DeAndre Swift, T. Higgins, A.J. Terrell, Kenny Wilkes. I don't know if I said that right. Zach Bond, Jalen Reagor, K. Lavon Chasen, Justin Matabike, Jalen Hurst, Denzel Mims, Raekwon Davis, Marlon Davidson, Kristen Fulton, Cordell Iwugie, I think that is, Kenneth Murray. I know who you like him. Now, I know I said a lot of names, but
yeah,
what position?
I'm keeping up with you though.
What position? Because all right, let me just talk. Because remember when we were on Vacha's show, you said, remember first round pick, and you said linebacker. Now remember, linebacker was not being talked about because things that were changing. Remember we said, let's wait till you talk about picking somebody because free agency. We got to get past free agency, right? Because remember, boss, defensive tackle was to the forefront and safety was to the forefront. Those were the main.
The public,
you feel me?
Me and you.
Well, you get what I'm saying. That's what everybody was talking about. So
yeah, everybody was talking about that.
Exactly. So they go ahead and address the defensive tackle position with McCoy and Poe. They get a safety, a real one, and just don't get somebody we're like, who is this? And Ha Dixon, he's had familiarity with Mike McCarthy. Al Harris is there. But what is a position to you? You mentioned linebacker. Is that still a position that you would go ahead and attack in the first? What guy kind of stood out to you in those names that I mentioned in those virtual meetings?
Okay, so I've changed a little bit.
We all
because
have.
If you remember, man, no, I'm serious. I'm serious, bro. Like, because me and you the same, bro. We give stuff thought, and sometimes we change. That's okay,
yeah,
right?
I have changed. Hell yeah, I've changed a lot.
Yeah, I changed on some things, but you remember when we was talking to Vach, we was all playing a simulator game,
right?
Basically saying who would you draft now if it was like basketball. Remember he said that?
Yeah.
And we start talking, and it was like, well, first thing we would do, me and you was talking about this, is we would attack DT first in free agency because it's deep. Because me and you was talking about my book,
right?
The 2020 offseason guide,
right?
And we was already vibing on that idea, you know. So, and I said I would attack safety second because that's also deep in free agency.
Right.
So I wouldn't go into the draft with no need. But guess what, James? What we was talking about, me and you, was what happened, right?
Right.
That's exactly what happened. We said we would attack defensive tackle. So that definitely, and so I was already anticipating that, and so were you, right? So we was already ahead on that. Now, linebacker will still be a priority to me because how you go build to a potential 3-4 defense with the current acquisitions they have now. It's not saying that they're serious about any kind of 3-4 with the type of acquisitions they have. It's showing that they likely go try to fill needs for linebacker in the draft. So, yes, I'm definitely still for linebacker, and I definitely still think it's a priority need. Now, and to your question on what does the visit say, I'm literally writing an article about that right now, so I'm going to go ahead and leak some of it out. When you look at the type of players that they're bringing in, majority of those players are graded at the bottom of the first, top of the second. You notice that? So to me, it's saying that it's only a couple that they're considering staying put for to try to grab. And I would say that would be C.J. Henderson, who I hate. I don't want us to draft him even at the bottom of the first. And yes, I said that. And two, I think they're going after Chase on. I think those are the two people they stand put for, because every year, a week before the draft, you start hearing a leak on who they talking about drafting, and you'll think it's a lie, and it always end up being true. This time last year, a week before the draft, the name of Tristan Hill was loud. You remember?
Right.
It was loud, and they drafted him. And then a year before that, a week before the draft,
LVE
you
got
could
loud.
hear the name of LVE a week before the draft going through the rumor mills. And it was loud, and they end up drafting him. So the names that's really kind of popping off right now is
But would you?
CJ and
But would you?
Taysom.
Okay, I know you hate Henderson. I don't hate Henderson. I hate his tackling. I do think he's a good cover corner. But what do you think about Chasen? Because I just watched some more of his tape again today, and man, my opinion, that's a good. If you're talking about now, we just talked about the 3-4 that they could be transitioning to it. I mean, they have Alden. I mean, they don't. I mean, they have Randy Gregory and they have Jalen Jukes listed as linebackers. Okay,
Right.
and they're both of the. If you look at their size, that's the listing: 6'5", 245 to 250 pounds, outside backers. Now you look at a Chasen, 6'3", 250 something pounds, and I keep watching that tape again. Man, I mean, he's not by any means a polished player, but dog. He can hold that edge. He's got strong hands. I think he can drop. That first step and that get off is crazy, and I think he can play. He's standing up. I think he can rush, and I believe he can play multiple positions for you. And that get off is crazy, dog. And he has that bend. You don't like him?
It's hard to grade him. It's hard.
It's hard because he hasn't played a lot of football though.
It's like grading TJ.
Yeah.
You know, when you trying to grade somebody that's going to be using a 4-3 defense from a 3-4 outside linebacker, you trying to envision him with his hand in the ground. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
And I'm so 50-50 on Chasen. And I know people want me to sometimes be very definitive, but if anybody makes me 50-50, it is Chasen. You see all the athleticism.
You think he's
you see the
bust?
bend, like you said. You see those great spin moves. You see a guy that's a combine god. But it's like I can't look at the film and see the 4-3 in a 3-4 defense. So if I was to take that pick at 17, I'm really betting on his athleticism more than evidence. You see what I'm saying?
Yeah, I'm showing.
So I would feel good about it, but I wouldn't feel great. Like I would be more so on, I'm going to wait and see and give him his fair 3 years, which I think any defensive end is supposed to receive. I wouldn't put pressure on him to say that he's going to be a guy that's going to come out and be a 10-sack guy year one. I would be ecstatic if he had 5 because that's normal for most defensive ends that's rotating and trying to develop. You see what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
So if I'm looking for him to be a game changer, I honestly can't say from the evaluation of film that I know, because how do you grade a 3-4 guy outside linebacker and defensive end and know for sure? It's just hard to me, and I'm still trying. And then the thing that makes me afraid with him, and I'm just being honest. I talked about his good. I want to talk about the bad. I hate to see great athletes that don't perform and put the numbers down for great athletes. That's a red flag to me. That's almost like you big and soft.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm. So
like if I see 4-4 speed in a corner, 4-3 speed and 6'1" and benching 225, 20 pounds, but you missing tackles, I don't know if I trust. I don't like that you miss 4 tackles in a game that's a rival. I hate it. I gotta see that when the pressure is on. That's why I liked Alexander out of Louisville, because a lot of people that have Alexander high, but I grade so hard on big games because I feel like when you come to Dallas, you go be in big games.
Every game is a big game.
Right. So it's like
every game in Dallas is a big game. Right.
Now, I don't want to be the guy that's trusting in hope. I don't want to be we can teach him how to tackle. Damn, bro, this your senior year. We still teaching you how to tackle?
Yeah.
Like, you finna get drafted. If that's not enough for you to tackle, what am I going to teach you when you're a millionaire? You know what I mean?
Yeah, I mean, trust me.
Direct deposit.
I mean, trust me. I told you. I like a few. Jeff Gladney is one of the guys I really liked from TCU.
I got Gladney as my second corner.
Yeah,
over CJ.
Yeah, we've both talked about Gladney, and I told you if Gladney had Henderson's measurables, he'd be rated over him. Period.
I got him right now over CJ, and I'm gonna say it right now. Bro, and I'm not gonna apologize about it. I'm thinking CJ gonna be a bust.
You think so? I mean, I told people this. I love the measurables. I've told people this from day one. I love the size, the measurables, but in my heart, something scares me about him. Just like I haven't been. I haven't been like Delpit. I don't hate on Delpit. I think he's a good I think he's a good safety, but I just ain't been talking about him like everybody else. Just like C.J. Henderson, I know what the Cowboys are looking at, and I know that coverage ability, but that tackling, like you said, bothered me. And I watched him in those games, and when he did play in big games, he missed crucial and critical tackles. And games where he should be sticking his nose in that pile, he just didn't make those good decisions. And I don't want to, like you said,
and then it's another thing too, man. I look at body language.
Yeah, body language does take a lot.
It tells you a lot. It tells you almost like they internal, like how are they fighters? Do they run back to the huddle? If you miss that tackle, do you get up like, let's go? You know what I'm saying? Or does that bad play linger? You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. And with CJ, bad plays linger too long. Like one of the things they always say about the position I play corner is you got to have a short memory.
Short memory. It got to be the next play.
So like, and you know, I'm like you, Big James. Me and you the same on this. If me and you are brothers on this, we are not afraid to be different and speak against what with other people. Like, cause I'm not hyping up Delpit either. I'm not, but and I could be dead wrong, but what kind of man would I be if I didn't actually tell the truth on what I see?
What you see and what you feel.
I'm a man. I'm not a boy. I'm a man. So I'm gonna say what I see. And like somebody told me yesterday trying to check me on CJ. Go watch the tape on LSU. I said, you go tell me to go watch film? That was bad film?
Boss,
and even the play he made on Chase.
Half them people that talk about this just be going off what the top people say. They don't watch the tape for them damn selves. They don't watch it. They didn't watch the tape.
Because if you watch the tape and you even see the play he made on Chase in the end zone, right? That would have been first down on the 1. He was grabbing him, bro. Yes, they let that make it in college. They not going to let you grab somebody in the league. They soft on those flags in the league. Mm-hmm. You see what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. So even the play that they use as a highlight in college to show how good he is was actually a major PI and an obvious one to league standards. So now the thing I like about CJ is the fact that he's so athletic that sometimes you can get guys like him, because he's like Byron Jones. Nothing about Byron Jones' college tape said that he's supposed to be in the first round.
Except combine.
But he was so athletic that people believed I could coach him up and end up getting a coach that helped him, right, eventually.
So maybe that's what they might be looking at, what they say Henderson, because they've seen it in Byron Jones. They say maybe we can do this. And I think – with the physical tools, yes, but as we have talked about, I like other players that are aggressive all the time, that are aggressive in that run game, aggressive in that pass game, are aggressive. That's why I like Jordan Lewis. I mean, why are we frustrated with Cheeto? Because he has that physical talent, but he's not aggressive. And he gets beat on passes that he shouldn't, because I feel like he gives guys too much of a cushion. He's not physical enough. We have a Jordan Lewis where you might catch a pass on him, but it's going to be very difficult because he's going to be in that ass all game. You get what I'm saying? And
the only time you see people catch on Jordan Lewis is when he slipped.
Pretty much.
He slipped on Detroit, remember? And then that's when I forgot his name. Tate took off, got the touchdown. He slipped. Sanders slipped in Denver. He got the touchdown. If he don't slip, I asked the guy, because I was actually arguing this bad with somebody yesterday. I asked the guy, I said, hey, man, tell me one game Jordan Lewis missed even 2 tackles. Let's tell me one game. You can't. Nobody can tell me a game where Jordan Lewis missed 2 tackles, and we over here saying we want to draft a guy in a rival game that missed 4 and got 2 touchdowns caught on him in a rival game. Okay. So it's like, now show the same faith, in my opinion. Show the same faith that y'all showed in Woods and Heat, because it didn't matter. It didn't matter how bad they played. People always had faith in him. Jordan Lewis always played good for the Cowboys, and we always trying to replace him. It just don't make no sense. And I'm not lobbying for him. I'm just like, compare the two in performance. Go look at performance. You got Jordan Lewis in open field tackling Saquon Barkley twice. Mm-hmm. Bruh. That's the scariest guy in the league in open field, bro. In the league. I would probably boo-boo on myself if I saw Saquon come out with 10 yards of separation in each direction and it's just me. and I got to tackle this guy. Jordan Lewis did it twice last year. And he got the highest grade in PFF, not out of the Cowboys, but out of all the secondary in the whole league from week 1.
Yeah.
So it's to me, I'm not really seeing, honestly, no cornerback ones I trust in this draft. I trust the nickels more than I trust the corners this draft. I like Noah from Auburn.
Mm-hmm.
I know you watching tape right now big time, and I know you probably already saw this, but I use LSU as the gauge of my corners. So I looked at Amik from Louisiana Tech.
Amik Robinson.
Right? Mm-hmm. Amik Robinson. They played LSU too. So guess what all of us could do that say we're film watchers? Go watch Noah play LSU, because that's league talent they going against. I want to see how you play against league talent. Go watch Amik play LSU, and then go watch Diggs play LSU, and go watch CJ play LSU, right? And then say, without the hype, who played better. Yeah. And it's going to be, in my opinion, the person that played the best on LSU with them top receivers, honestly, it was Amik, then Noah, then Diggs, then CJ. In terms of how they played against league competition. So I actually would want us to go after a nickel this year, because I feel like drafting any one of the corners, like Diggs. See, because me and you, when we first started talking, and we were talking to
they like Diggs.
You like Diggs?
No, they like Diggs.
Yeah, they like Diggs. And see, when me and you first started talking,
he's cool.
Me and you was first saying, I don't know about these corners, right?
Yeah.
But see, now we in hype season, and we talked about this about 3 months ago.
Yeah, because remember we talked about the corners. We were like,
right?
We was like,
But then you hear hype, so you second guess yourself and you go watch more film.
Mm-hmm.
I've done that 5 times, and I still come to the same conclusions that I had then, bro. I'm not trying to be right. I'm not over here like, I said I don't like the corner, so I'm finna make everybody feel like I feel. No.
Nope. I just want to know. I want to know the tape.
I go into it with open mind, like, am I tripping?
Yeah. Did I see? What did I not
see? And then I look at it, and I'll be like, no, he did miss 5 damn tackles. You know? Oh, and he got 2 touchdowns caught on him. Mm-hmm. And then somebody like, oh, that was just a slant. You're supposed to stop slants. Right. What's a slant? You don't just give people slants.
Yeah.
It's a way to take away a slant. You play inside position. When you feel him make that hard cut, if you're in the inside position, you stay on the upfield shoulder and you make a play on the ball.
Mm-hmm.
I play corner. I know the rules to stopping the slant.
Right.
You don't be like, oh, that's just a slant. You just give those touchdowns away. That's bullshit. No, you don't.
Right.
You know what I mean?
Especially if you're getting picked. If you're getting picked in the first round at the 17th pick, you better be a dog. I don't want to hear too many ifs, ands, or buts, especially as a corner.
Yeah.
Because corner is one of the hardest positions to come in and play, because you're going backwards and they're going forwards. But you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I mean, there's a lot of good guys.
I did want to tell you one thing I changed on, James.
Who?
Don't get mad. Don't laugh either.
Who?
It's a couple of people I want to move up for, bro.
Who?
Don't laugh.
Who?
I'm giving you a disclaimer.
Who?
Tackle.
Somebody in this damn feed said you wanted a left tackle. Man, no.
I wanted a right tackle.
Right tackle? Man, yes. No. You don't need to do that, boss. You got guys there.
Just hear me out.
I'm going to hear you out, but I'm not going to. I know it's probably good thoughts, but I'm not going to agree with you.
How you going to shoot it down?
I don't care, because I'm not doing that.
You give me 2. Just give me 10
I've already
said.
I've been on record saying that. Look at the Tyron Smith thing, because you got to look at it right now. I've been saying it I said it last year when the Jets were talking about it. I didn't say I want to trade him. I said, but you got to get something for this guy before he gets too old, because the Cowboys, they love him, and I feel like they're never going to want to touch him, but he still has value, and his capping ain't even hard. So I'm just saying, just keep your eye open with him, because he's 29, and I don't think he's a young 29, but you talk to me.
So we already halfway agree. Right?
Yeah, you talk to me, but I ain't drafting no tackle.
Okay, give me a chance,
I ain't doing
real
that,
quick.
dog.
All right, just hear me out. It's gonna take literally 1 minute, bro. 1 minute.
All right, go ahead.
And because I told you I changed on this.
All right.
So this the deal. I think this tackle class is so exceptional. You got two tackles that you have two tackles that broke four all-time records in the combine and got the tape to back it up. I feel like they have a Randy Moss type differential between other athletes that play tackle with them. When you say Becton and when you say my guy out of Iowa,
Whiffs.
right? So if those guys even get close, I want us to get them because, and I know people go hate this because he playing so good at right tackle. I would want to move Lee L back to guard and get that 10-year right tackle that's in his draft. The reason being is I looked up a couple of things that really got my mind going. I found that when Dak has clean pockets, his passing rating is better than Mahomes. It's better than Brady. It's better than Breeze. It's better than Aaron Rodgers. So if you able to get a guy that can move Lee L, which would totally solidify the whole line, right?
Mm-hmm.
You get a better quarterback just from better protection. And not only that, you make your quarterback from good to super elite. Because it's already proven with data that Dak can clean pockets is like top 2 in the league throwing. Number 2, it also gives you depth. If it super solves your depth problem. So now instead of worrying about what if we have some issues again at left guard, it's solved. Now you have depth with just one pick. You have depth with Connor Williams. You have depth now with McGovern. It's done. You don't have to worry about depth. You don't got to acquire no more players. You're finished. Number 3, it helps Zeke. You get Zeke way more push. You know what I mean?
That's
so
what Waterboy 843 just said to you. He agreed with you.
You say what?
Waterboy 843 just agreed with just exactly what you just said.
Oh, okay, yeah. And so Zeke. And see, at first I wasn't thinking like that, but then when I found out that Dak is like his passing rating is 126 in clean pockets, I'm like, shit, that's like investing into better protection is better than investing into like Judy. Right? Because if you got Judy, but that left guard breaking down and people in Dak's face, then Judy not no good to you.
That's
and
true story.
We realized that with Chaz Green.
I totally agree.
Like that's what killed our season.
Now me and you agree on the line front. It's all the way you win is on the line. You build your team from the line,
right.
Just like when people were like, "We need to get a safety," I said, "No, you need to get a solid tackle because that line.
Yeah,
if you get the pressure,
right.
It makes the safety better. You don't build from having a top safety and a terrible defensive line because I don't care how good of a safety you have if you can't put no pressure on that damn quarterback or you can't never stop the run. The safety is not. So I ain't hating what you be saying, boss. It be true because the line is hard, built like that, but woo. I don't know about Leal. Just did really good at right tackle.
Bro, I had that
that's the problem. He did really good.
Yeah, see, he's playing so good that you don't want to move him, and I get that, but it's almost like he's already paid. You got to do what you got to do for the team, big boy. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like so, it's like I could see if you was trying to get paid, you paid. So just wherever we tell you need to play, that benefits this team.
But dog, you talking about those guys the guys that you were talking about those guys are like top 10 guys or top 5. They're going to be going high. So are you willing to move up?
I'm talking about moving up high, bro. Listen. I'm gonna tell you this. Don't laugh. I would give away next year's 2nd and 3rd
for one of them
because
dogs.
you get so many. You get like 4 major advantages from one pick. You know? So it's like, and these are 10-year guys. These are guys that's going to be there for 10 years. They have Randy Moss type of differentiation between the rest of the tackles. And this is a good tackle class, but the tackles that's sitting there are like once every 20-year type guys. 2 of them broke 4 all-time records in the combine and got the tape to back it up.
Yeah.
So it's like when you got something that good that literally completes your whole offense, and we got all those comp pick next year, I'll say, hey man, you know, I'll say this if they're close. So maybe not going all the way up to get them if someone fall. So because I don't see Becton falling. I don't see my boy from Iowa falling. I'm forgetting his name. I don't know why.
Whiffs. I believe his name is
Whiffs, yeah. Who I actually think is gonna fall is my boy from Bama. I think he's gonna fall because he's like the perfect tackle, but for a normal tackle class, he's not a freak, but he got the best tape out of all of them. Mm-hmm. But I think this time, I think these guys are gonna go after the freaks, and it's gonna cause him to get close to us. And if he get to like 14, I will want to go get him, bro, because it completes that circle, man. It completes the circle and makes our offense for the next 10 years. Now, I ain't gonna say 10 years. That's way too big of an exaggeration. For the next 3 years, for sure, we set. We got depth set. Guard set. Right tackle set. Left guard set. Center, that's a question mark. But at least we know Looney played 16 games and didn't give up no sack during the season. He struggled only with the best cat in the league, Aaron Donald.
But
I mean, if that's who you struggled against, shit.
But let me ask you this though, dog. You talking that? Where do you want McGovern?
I want him to battle.
Do you want him to battle at the center, or do you want him at the guard?
Center.
You want him at the center?
I would want him to battle at center.
I think he's gonna beat out Looney. I think he's gonna be better than Looney.
Yeah. But I would start Looney first because Looney got NFL tape.
Yeah,
right?
But what if Travis Frederick came right in and started? Why couldn't you do that with McGovern? Because McGovern was pro ready.
Yeah,
at the guard position.
I feel like I never liked McGovern tape.
Why?
Never.
What?
But I never liked this tape ever. I hated the pick when we did at the same time.
You still hate the pick now?
With him having the whole year in the league, I would be willing to give him a chance to earn it. But I think I would want my team built on people earning it, not having it given to them, right?
Well, so he's got a whole new staff.
Both first team reps during training camp, but I would start Looney because we saw Looney a whole season play well, and I just think it's right. Like, you start with Looney because he's played well, he's been in big games, he's been durable, he took a team-friendly deal. I would at least see what he can do first, but then I would also rotate in McGovern to see if he's just playing better. Because the thing that I also now fear about McGovern is, what if he's made of glass, right? And we giving you all these reps.
He was pretty durable at Penn State, though. He was pretty durable at Penn State. I think that was kind of a freak thing because now me and you both know we both played. Them pec injuries are nothing to play around with, and those are normal in football, especially working out. You can tear your pec pretty easy. We've seen guys tear their pec, so I think that was more of a one. I don't feel freakish. Like that. Yeah, I feel that was one of those freakish things.
That's not glass.
Yeah, I don't. You're right. I don't feel like that was just knee injury or something like that. And I just feel like I like McGovern. I like this tape. I like McGovern. I think that let him and Looney battle. Yeah, don't give it to him. Let him and Looney battle because Looney play position. But I like his talent, and I think you're playing in that Big Ten to me, and you play Big Ten football is really about that grit and grime on that line. You just mentioned Whiffs, Iowa, Travis Frederick, Wisconsin. And you got McGovern, Penn State. That is the offensive line. If you're looking for good offensive linemen, I feel like you find them in the Big Ten because that's what they do. I see it all the time. I'm out here in Big Ten country. I'm out here seeing it all the time. So I just feel that. So
that's good line football. You seeing some real good football.
So that's what made me feel better about
trenches.
That. Yeah. If you want trench football, you look at that Big Ten, and I'm comfortable with that pick with them. So. That's interesting what you're talking about. I ain't hating on it. Yeah. It makes sense. It makes sense because you have to win with the line.
Think to do, Big James? No.
Right.
But at the same time, me and you the same, bro. Like, I'm not afraid to throw out ideas. You know what I mean? Like, and I know it's a little bit wild to some. I know some people be like, God damn, boss. Like,
it's all good though. That's what it is. I mean, we can't do the normal shit every time, dog.
Exactly, bro.
Talk what you feel. You feel me? You gotta look outside the box. I mean, I'm cool with that.
Thank you. Sometimes think outside the box, and then and on top of that, actually, and I'm being honest. I'm gonna ask you a real question. Me and you and everybody that's listening. Let's just all be honest. When did Lee L make his biggest splash plays?
Guard, we know it.
Oh, Left guard. It's when he
Him
was
and
coming
Tyron
around
worked
pulling,
well
he was
together.
knocking out them balls from Seattle and running downfield with McFadden. All that flash was happening at guard. So I'm trying to get a 2-for-1er. You know how sometimes you can get a guy but it also hurts other positions.
Mm-hmm.
This one, in my opinion, you get a guy and it helps other positions, right? And it helps four. So if you get a right guard, that's a like plug and play, ready, solid starter out the gate for right tackle. Move another guy to left guard that was solid day one as a left guard, which was Liel. Solid, didn't even have to worry about it. It was solid as soon as they plugged him. Done, right? The whole line, except for the center battle, done. Now you get Dak that's playing on the MVP level according to history with his passing rating. Zeke that's running behind epic ass push. Your whole receiving core improves because Dak playing in clean pockets and he go distribute. You know what I mean? It's just, and you get epic depth with just one pick. So I was like, that would be the one I would move up for. Now, everything else, I'm team move down.
Mm-hmm.
Because I'm actually still answering your question when you said, what's your new thoughts on the draft? That's my new thought on the draft. That's my latest thought, like within the last week, is how to attack the draft to get the most bang for your buck. Right tackle. But the good news is this, and this is one of the best points you brought up. They also brought in a guy that I love for right tackle that's a sleeper.
Hey, I didn't mean to cut you off, but hey, ho, I got Big Reg with the 1999 Hollis. I'm with you, BGJ.
1999 birthday.
You feel me? That's that birthday money. It's your birthday. It's your birthday.
Oh, he gonna slap you with it. He can say McGovern gonna hold it down in
2020. I see you, Big Red. I see you, Big Red. I see you, Big Red. But
I hope so, man. Big Red, I sure hope he do, bro.
I think he is. I think McGovern's going to be good for us. And matter of fact, you know what, boss? I've been doing videos and I've been talking a lot about this 2019 class. This 2019 class, everybody's talking about the 2020 class. This 2019 class is super important to me, to the team, because you're talking about, you need a defensive tackle. You need a defensive end. We understand that. But you did have a defensive tackle that you drafted last year that's still young. This is a whole new staff. You have a Jalen Jokes who's coming off an injury who can play different positions. You have a Joe Jackson who I believe if you work with him, he's a good player. I believe I'm telling you, he's big cock strong. You still have a Donovan Wilson there. You have a Tony Pollard who you can throw in the slot. You can still have it running back. You get what I'm saying? Like you have you got a lot of people are just not even talking about this class. We can't forget this class because Dallas needs this class to be successful. Man, it helps the team immensely.
See, that's why I like talk. See, this is why I like talking with the heavyweights like you, Big, because that's a dimension that a lot of people straight up forgot. Is I hated the class last year because it was a red shirt class,
right?
But when that red shirt over with, you look back like, damn, I'm so glad that they had the forethought. Right.
You feel me? Because we're talking about we need to get a defensive tackle, this and this. All the positions they drafted and are basically got no time last year, and it actually kind of helped because this year, this is like an extra picks. This is like extra picks to me.
Picks. Amen.
These are extra picks, dog.
And see, it's the heavyweight guys like you, man, that kind of think like that. It's the guys that's I've been knowing you a while, man. You got your head like deep down into the business of the Cowboys. And I love that thought because it's a lot of people that we can still name, like Chris Westry.
Man.
Right? It's John
Vay Johnson, who I made a video about that speed.
Everybody wanting a new 4-3 receiver, forgetting that we got one.
We got one. You get his hands together, you got one.
So
you're looking for a top big safety. You got one
last year because I'm always you know how we are. We trying to win now.
Mm-hmm.
But the people that actually pay them checks and pay those bills, they looking at not just now. They looking at but we got these contracts that's getting ready to expire.
Mm-hmm.
We also got Frederick who has a disease that we're not going to know what he's going to be like for at least 2 years. So we might as well get a replacement in case he retires. Look how that forethought paid off. You know
Now
what I
you
mean?
see, damn.
So,
Now
so
you're
to
looking at
your
it like,
point,
damn, you got McGovern.
please do not sleep on 2019.
Please don't
Yeah,
sleep on
I
that class,
agree.
man. Don't sleep on that class and the undrafted free agents that they have, because remember, Brandon Knight, who they were saying they really liked, he played good in a couple starts when La'el Collins was hurt at right tackle. When in that Jets game, when he was hurt, he played good in that Minnesota game, and he played good in that Jets game. So it's not like, I will say that the last regime, even though y'all gone, that last draft, even though it was redshirted, it to me is imperable that they step up this year, because if you have those guys step up from last year to this year, it's going to make the team that much better, and it makes this 2020, it makes the 2020 draft luxury.
Yeah, and honestly, we just need half of them to step up.
Half.
Right? So if, let's say, John Vay fall off a cliff, we just need then Chris Westry to step up.
That's a 6'5" corner.
If Chris, right, 6'4" corner, and you know, just like you was in training camp in California, I was at the training camp in Dallas. Right. I saw with my own eyes Chris Westry when he got healthy, bruh, and I saw him shut Cobb down 1-on-1 4 times, then let him off the line of scrimmage, bruh. I play corner, bruh. That's hard.
Mm-hmm.
It's super hard because they got the whole field.
Right. And
Chris
you don't
Westry
know.
Chris Westry didn't let this man off the line of scrimmage 4 times.
Exactly.
I was like, damn. You know what I mean? Like,
when
you that long where a grown man can't move, and Dak got to just basically take off, because that's what they do at training camp when the defensive back wins. Dak takes off like, okay, that would have been a cover sack, so I would have had to improvise. So they always run to basically signify that DB won that rep. He did that with Cobb 4 times. So and I'm sitting there looking at it like, God, this undrafted free agent, just one of our top free agents, just got locked. And so now you're right, bro, and that's a super good point.
And think about this, boss.
Fact that we have some red shirts sitting in the cut that people just straight up fell asleep on, like they don't exist.
Yeah.
And look how bad I'm talking about McGovern, and he might come out and be a rock star.
You feel me?
But based on what I saw, I don't feel him. But I do love the fact that at least all of those guys got a year with no combine bull crap to worry about, with no all these interviews. This last year with this C virus and this oopty mess that's going around, they all focused on just getting stronger, faster, and ready for the Cowboys.
Yeah.
And we both know this, Big James, the biggest game is between year 1 and year 2. So you raising a hell of a point. Yeah, that 2019, yeah, like, don't just get hype off of 2020. Hey, man, if I can high five you, I'm still do it over air.
Right.
Man, that's an epic point, bro. Like, yeah, 2019 class is the one to actually still be looking for. I absolutely agree.
Yeah, because, I mean, everybody wants to see. You have a safety in Donovan Wilson. You want to see he shows some playmaking ability. And think about this. They had Daniel Wise and they had Alumba, who they kept for the last few years, and they released both of those, but they kept Westry. So that tells me they really like him and his potential for the team. And with this new staff, he can be developed. You just don't find those 6'4" corners running 4 freaking threes, man, with them long-ass arms and legs. So let's get excited about that, and then just pour into it, because that could be you develop him, that could be a number 1 corner. And just like you said, the slot corners like the Gladneys and maybe those guys fall like a Damon Arnett from Ohio State. Those guys fall into your laps.
One of my favorites.
Fall into your laps, and then you're feeling good about yourself because now you have good talent and you have depth.
Yeah, you chilling. And I think, honestly, for the most part, we already pretty chilling at corner. I think we panicking over corner. I'm being honest. I think a lot of fans we want CJ or we want Diggs so bad because we lost Byron. But I'm like, honestly, give Cheeto, especially Lewis, the chance y'all gave Woods.
Well, this their contract year, so they should play the best.
You should just play the best, and I honestly feel like it's gonna happen that way too. I think this new regime, and I'm pretty sure you agree with me, this is almost the most common sense offseason I've seen in years, right? To where I have literally no complaints except Dak not paid yet.
Mm-hmm.
But other than that, I'm over here like this common sense is just scary. It's
Mm-hmm.
scary. Like when me and you say in November and December, literally, like, we not pretending to be smarter than everybody. We just talking common sense. We say, well, why wouldn't they not attack defensive tackle? Because there's so many of them. Me and you just having a conversation,
Mm-hmm.
and I think, and we over here like, I think we should get two of them, like, because obviously it's so many of them. You go get a good price and safety, and what do? Exactly that. When you we not patting ourselves on the back saying that, Big James. Not
Mm-hmm.
I'm not.
Mm-hmm.
What we saying is, how many times does the common sense of the fan base actually align to front office? And it's aligning this year.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
We seeing stuff that's so common sense, like we don't want to go to a 3-4 immediately because we want to get the scheme to match our guys. We're not going to get our guys to match our scheme.
Mm-hmm.
So even though we're going to likely move to a 3-4, we're not going to force a 3-4. That's just so common sense.
Mm-hmm.
You know, that's so common sense. And to watch them doing it is just like amazing, you know?
Well,
So
I was just gonna say my thing with this is the telling thing is this with me, because we're about to head off of here. But the telling thing with me is this, boss. They hired a guy in Mike McCarthy, right? Who's already been there and done that. He's already been to a Super Bowl one, okay? And he's already been able to. He knows what success is like. When they brought in Jason Garrett didn't know anything about success.
Yeah.
He had coached one damn year as a quarterbacks coach with the Miami Dolphins, and then was brought in and was basically everything was given to him. You have talked about this time and time again, boss, about you don't like Cowboys players being given it to him. Well, everything was given to Jason Garrett. Now, I don't hate on Garrett as far as
he gave it to others.
You feel me? And I just feel like now you have a guy who has done it. He's been to the mountain. He's done it, and he's been successful. So now I feel like you don't have to worry about that. What the hell is this dude doing? Because he's already done it. Whereas Garrett was learning on the freaking fly. Remember, when he was a offensive coordinator, then when he became coach, he got his play call and duly scripted away from him. Jerry was picking his coaches. He couldn't pick his coach. You get what I'm saying? It was just all that
totally, bro.
That shit was all dysfunctional, and that's why you can't win with that type of dysfunction. And to me, the only saving grace to me is this. It seems like Jerry has this backed up a little bit. I ain't saying he has this, but it looks like he says, you know what, I got guys, and he said it in the press conference, I want guys who's already been there and done it. I want guys that have been in the foxhole. So now maybe they see these guys have done it. Let's step the hell back a little bit, a teeny bit, please, and let these guys work, because obviously the way we've been doing it ain't been working.
Man, you preaching, bro. And Waterboy said, I think the best comment of the day, other than happy birthday to your son. That's the best comment. But second best was Waterboy. Waterboy said MM, talking about Mike McCarthy, was the best acquisition. I can't say he lying.
No, he ain't
I
lying.
cannot say Waterboy lied on that. Because, I watch a lot of the documentaries, too. Like, I watched the Jim Garrett documentary that's on the Cowboy app.
Mm-hmm.
And one of the things I saw real quick on the pattern, Big James, was why Jason Garrett was the way he was. He was the way he was because so much in his life was based on rewards because of who you know.
Mm-hmm.
So if you look at Jim got a lot of people jobs at the Dallas Cowboys because they knew him.
Mm-hmm.
He got people jobs at the Giants because they knew him.
Mm-hmm.
So when you have an environment like that, that's not an environment that's based on competition and fairness. It's based on favoritism and who's on the favor side of the Jims and the Joneses.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
So now we looking at a total, because is it a coincidence? And you read my book, The Boss Cowboy 2020 Offseason Guide, and it's not over.
Check that out.
Check that book out, and because I'll talk about the book at the end. But this is the deal. You read the book, and one of the big things about that I said that I was looking for, I said, I'm going to know if Mike McCarthy has real power based on what happens with Heath and Witten.
Yeah.
Because I knew those guys was favored with Jason Garrett. So I said, if he has real power, they will be gone. And it happened.
Yeah.
So it's one of those things to where, isn't it funny how even Gil Bryant came out and said, if you're looking to get a safety, last year he said this is the class to do it. And we was all expecting Thornhill at 58. But when you have a coach that treats certain players like sons, you pass up on shit like that.
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? And then, and when that happened, Big James, true story, bro. I've made over $300 betting that we wasn't gonna do it. That's sad, bro. I was like, bro, I know y'all saying we should get a safety. I know Gil Bryant said we should get a safety. They not go get a safety, bro.
Right.
And Cass was like, you crazy. I said, all right, bet. And I bet everybody, and I always won. And then this is how bad the politics was. Even the one that you got that was supposed to be the bottom of all the safeties end up being one of the best, and you still didn't play him.
Right.
And we talking about Donovan Wilson.
Right.
You see what I'm saying?
Right.
Donovan Wilson got the highest safety grade in preseason out of all the safeties that was drafted, and you still didn't find a way to get his man some measurable snaps.
And you could have did it early, and when you played them sorry-ass teams in the very beginning, that should have been the best time for you to be able to work those young rookies in there, get them that time, get them familiar. By the time you had midseason, you wouldn't be fearing and worrying about it. But once again, we've been hearing how the coaches were under that pressure of Super Bowl or bust, and they busted under the pressure. And that's why you didn't see rookies, because when you're trying to win a season and you know, Marcus, you play and I play and I've coached. When that guy comes to you and said, you better win this year or your job is gone, and you see a rookie right here and you got a veteran right here, who you think you're going to trust more and it's your season on the line?
You go trust the vet.
But that doesn't mean it's the right thing to do, but you're going to be scared.
Nope.
And we saw during the week they had a great play call, all this game plan and all this stuff we're going to do, and when the game came and it got tight, we ain't doing that shit. We running.
Yeah. Scared shit.
Scary ass shit.
And it's
sucker
what it
shit.
is. It's like, and see, like McCarthy, we can see even on this catch that McCarthy is going to make the right decisions in the clutch. Like, how many games did we ever go against? Oh, and just to your point, you made a good point. You say it's almost like as if Dallas is like giving him real freedom right now. I mean, McCarthy pretty much has embarrassed us in Dallas too many times for us to actually act like we smarter than him.
Super embarrassed
us. We built for McCarthy and kept losing. You know
and
what I'm saying? He was embarrass you, so you all had a nerve. So I'm so proud of Steven and Jerry right now, because a lot of us we do go, you know, we got our gripes on Steven and Jerry, but goddamn it, we got to give them some credit right now, because they moved back. And all the stuff we've been saying, they like to be in the limelight, they like to be the puff daddy of football. They not doing that this year now. Don't say it. Don't lie and say they doing that this year. They not doing that. They sitting back. They letting McCarthy, because I know some of those guys was hard to let go. I know it was hard to let Witten go, just out of pure relationship. It was hard. I know it was hard to let Brown, the running back coach, go because he did nothing wrong. I know that it was hard to let Kittner go. It was hard. And it was like, but we promised this man autonomy, so we got to give it to him. So that means you got to give Jerry and Steven some credit. You know what I mean? You know? Mm-hmm. Like, if my boss get out the way and I've been asking you to get out the way, I'm not going to keep bitching about you. I'm going to be like, he did what I asked and I'm doing what I'm supposed to do. So I'm loving everything I'm seeing right now, except the fact they ain't paid that.
Yeah. Well, we shall see. Well, hey, man, dog, I appreciate you jumping on. We had a great talk today. Talked about a lot of good things. Always great having you on, man. I really appreciate you, dog, and your great wealth of knowledge. We always just got to have good shows because we talk real Cowboys football. But man, please,
we talk good ball.
Let them know where they can
find you. Thanks for having me on, bro. And there's some more stuff that you talked about I want to talk about one day, because you've been doing some good stuff, bro. Like, I love the work that you did with Georgia Loca. Great job.
Appreciate it.
Great job, bro. You doing some good journalistic work, man. Digging up the real intel.
So are y'all over there?
With
You over there
Caitlin.
doing your thing over there too, getting a good ass interviews, good in depth, and plus you talk real Cowboys football. I mean, plus like I said,
Yeah.
I respect you because you played the game, and I'm not saying I hate
Yeah.
on people that never played, but you know what
Right.
we've already taught. When you've played the game, you look at the game different, and that's just the way it is. And some people who never played, I just kind of just don't listen to you as much. I'm sorry.
Right.
Just not gonna do it.
Yeah, and I'm privileged to have played, man, and so are you, and I'm glad we just have an outlet to really do what we love. I know you love it. It's a passion for you. It's a passion for me, and thank y'all for supporting my boy Big Games and his son today on his birthday.
Yes,
His super
appreciate y'all.
chats was fire.
Fire.
Y'all keep doing that. Let me tell you something. Keep supporting Big James, big time. Keep putting dollars into this, because first of all, Big Game James is somebody that don't have a boss. He might one day because he good like that. But right now, the man don't have a boss. And when you don't have a boss, you can say what you want to say and be free and just speak honest. So the way that people like my boy Big James stay free is you keep him free by keeping those dollars in his pocket. And then another thing is that goes into the content, that goes into his research. Before we got on the show, you know what my boy Big James told me? He didn't say, oh man, I'm over here, man, cleaning. I'm over here working on this thing from a job. He said, man, I'm so thankful for this virus because I get to watch more film for my show. See, you gotta support people like that, bro. Like, and that's something we talked about in private before we got on. So when y'all see what the man doing behind the scenes, he does a lot of work behind the scenes to prepare. And he said, boss, he said, bro, I gotta step my game up, bro, and I'm stepping it up even more on my film, bro. Help people like that. So I just wanted to say that before I get off, man. Is I love to see how y'all help them, but y'all keep doing that. Keep pumping them, bro. That's because social media with me, Big James, Law, West Coast, my Cowboy family, Steel, Skywalker, the G, man, just all of we the ones that's gonna tell you the truth, bro. Unfiltered. We not gonna have no favorites, man. So I just want to say that before we get off, man. Keep helping my brother.
Hey, I appreciate that, dog. Really, that meant a lot from the bottom of my heart. Real talk, like
Yeah.
real shit. I really appreciate that because
Yeah.
you know, I grind my ass off for y'all. I want to have one of the best contents out there. I want to let y'all know I'm a football guy and just not out there just some flugazy motherfucker that just created a freaking YouTube channel and just wants to freaking live off people. Now I want to give y'all some of the best stuff out there. So I'm gonna continue to study every single day, all damn day. And honestly, as Boo Thing, she be telling me get the hell off the damn phone. She don't even tell Boo Thing don't even tell me to get off the phone. She just stares at me now. Or she just lifts her. She just lifts her. She just lifts her lip to the right side, and that tells me get off. I'll be like this, boss. I'll be like, I was looking at this player, and she like, really? I'm like, okay. I'm like, okay.
Hey,
All right,
can I plug my book real quick?
Yeah, plug that shit.
All right. Listen, y'all, it's cram time. So cram time means that we a week before the draft. And being a week before the draft, this is your time to get the last of your guys in. So use the Boss Cowboy 2020 offseason guide. All you got to do is go to Google, go to Amazon, put in Boss Cowboy 2020. It's only $5. And this is the beautiful part. I just added 20 new prospects to it. I promised y'all when we start talking about this book, and the first person that actually helped me on the book tour was Big Games. That's the first show I've ever done on this book tour. And I promised during that tour that what would happen is as it changed and as the offseason changed, so would the guide. I just updated it. So anybody that gets the guide now is getting a fresh, updated version with all the changes, all the draft times, all the stuff that makes sense, and all the top candidates that make sense for the Dallas Cowboys. This is not a draft guide or offseason guide that's just for other teams. This is specifically about us. So support that, and it's not supported just for me. Support it because it's going to help you be a better fan. It's going to help you kind of time step where we are in this moment, so that as we go forward, you go be smarter and smarter and smarter, because you have a timestamp of what we was thinking at this point in history. So, invest into that knowledge, and then just be ready, so that when the draft is going, you can use my guide as a reference to say, okay, these are the guys that I highlighted that I think we should target, because you want to remember 3 years from now, oh, we could have got this guy, or we could have got this guy, or we end up getting the guy that I thought we should get, but was I wrong on that?
Mm-hmm.
All of that can come to light if you start investing in a tool that's going to help you timestamp your education during this Dallas Cowboy offseason venture.
Hey, man, like I said, that, and I will vouch for that book, and this is not pushing it just because we boys, you know me, and I know you. And if we boys and you give me something and it's trash, I'm not promoting that shit. I'm not. And I told and you're not gonna do that with me, and I think that's why we get along. I mean, even with my son, when he said he wanted to be a rapper, I said, man, listen, dog, if your shit trash, don't expect me to push it. I'm not gonna push it. I'm gonna say I love my son, but I'm not pushing it. But guess what? My son's pretty good. That's the little dig. Go check out Kid Columbus, KIDD. Dude got his new album. Go check it out. That's the segue. And we appreciate you. But hey, dog, I love you for life, man. Go check out Boss Cowboys, Tyson, West Coast. They're over there. They do a lot on Facebook, pretty much on the daily. Got a lot of good interviews and things of that nature. So please get that book. Only $5 holla. That ain't killing your pockets. Support. Because this man has a lot of knowledge. When he gave me the book, I went into my email and I immediately read it. After we did the book, when we did the show, I posted that damn book, and I was going off his checks. Like, I was going off what he was saying. You get what I'm saying? That's how much that's how good and informational. I'm telling you. I read them Streets and Smith books and Sporting News, them draft guide books, ever since I was young. I read them from top to bottom, every single player, and then I would just go watch the players. And if you want a really good guide for a really good price, you need to get out there and support this man, Boss Cowboys, because I'm telling you, this stuff is good. And just like he says, it's ever evolving. That's what's so beautiful about it. It's not, this is the book, you put it away for after you watched it, the draft or whatever, and the year, and it's over and you never use it again. This is always evolving, and that's why it's so good. And for only to get it for $5 and still be evolving, man, you got to get on that. So please go out there and support my dog, man. Go out there and support my dogs, for sure, man, for sure. But we appreciate everybody in the feed. Thank you for everybody that showed love to my son today. I'm going to make sure that he goes and checks out this video so he can see all the love. I appreciate all the fans. The love you guys showed, the knowledge that you were bringing today, and I just want to always tell you I love you guys for life and the support. Continue to subscribe. We hit 3K. We're going strong as we speak. We want to make this thing even better and greater, so please push and support us like no other, because we're trying to give back to you guys and make this thing beautiful for you guys as well. So thank you once again. Shout out to Boss Cowboys. This is Big Game James, Silver and Blue Nation. We'll talk to y'all. Man, we out.